When your dog leans forward to sniff someone, it is not random curiosity. They are gathering information the way humans quietly read facial expressions. Every human body carries a shifting map of chemical signals and emotional traces. Your dog approaches that map slowly, without judgment, without social assumptions. What seems like a simple sniff is actually a complex act of interpretation. They are noticing where stress lingers and where calm has recently settled. A familiar person today never smells exactly like yesterday. Dogs do not remember humans only by sight or sound. They remember us by patterns that change with mood, health, and memory. Sniffing becomes their way of asking who you are right now. It is not about invasion, dominance, or poor manners. It is orientation inside a world humans cannot consciously sense. In that quiet moment, your dog is listening more than acting. And often, they understand something before we even realize it exists. Scent as a primary language, not a casual habit. For dogs, scent is not an extra sense layered onto life. It is the main channel through which reality becomes understandable. Before sound carries meaning, before sight feels trustworthy, scent arrives first. Dogs are born into a world that speaks chemically, not visually. Every movement releases information that stays longer than behavior itself. Sniffing is how dogs listen when nothing is being said. What appears repetitive is actually deep attention. They are not seeking stimulation. They are seeking accuracy. A smell holds context, timing, and emotional weight together. This is why dogs slow down when they sniff. Speed would blur meaning instead of clarifying it. In scent, the world explains itself without needing interpretation. Dogs trust this language because it has never misled them. Understanding begins the moment the nose engages. The human body as a living chemical story. The human body is never chemically still, even when standing completely motionless. Skin releases information shaped by hormones, immune responses, and emotional history. Sweat is not just moisture. It is memory in liquid form. Every interaction you had earlier quietly altered your scent signature. Your dog does not smell a person. They smell a timeline. Stress from hours ago still lingers in subtle chemical traces. Calm moments leave softer signals that fade more slowly. Even unspoken thoughts influence the body's invisible output. Dogs evolved to read these changes without needing interpretation. What feels neutral to humans is rarely neutral to a dog. A body tells stories the mind believes it is hidden. Your dog listens to that story without needing words. They pause because meaning takes time to assemble. This is not instinct acting blindly, but perception unfolding carefully. The longer the sniff, the richer the story being read. Why faces, hands, and legs carry different meanings? Dogs do not sniff randomly across the body without intention. Each body area releases different chemical histories and emotional residues. Hands often carry recent actions, intentions, and traces of touched environments. Faces hold breath, microstress, and subtle hormonal shifts from emotion. Legs and lower body store movement patterns and territorial familiarity. Your dog moves between these zones to compare incomplete information. What seems repetitive is actually cross-checking meaning. A pause near the hands is often about recent decisions. Lingering near the face reflects emotional temperature, not affection alone. Lower sniffing grounds the story into physical presence and stability. Dogs assemble these fragments into one coherent internal picture. Understanding takes shape slowly, not all at once. Emotions do not disappear when humans decide to hide them. The body releases quiet signals long after the mind feels composed. Your dog notices what lingers, not what is presented. Unresolved stress settles into scent like dust on unseen surfaces. Calm leaves lighter traces, but fear tends to cling longer. Dogs are not reacting to the present moment alone. They are sensing echoes from hours, sometimes days before. What surprises humans feels consistent to a dog's perception. This is why reactions sometimes seem delayed or misplaced. Your dog responds to residue, not intention. They pause because something unfinished is still speaking. Sniffing becomes a way of listening without interruption. In that space, nothing is judged or corrected, only acknowledged quietly through breath and stillness. Familiarity does not mean sameness in a dog's sensory world. Your scent shifts with sleep, stress, food, and silent emotional changes. To a dog, yesterday's version of you is already gone. This is why they sometimes sniff people they know very well. They are not confused, they are updating understanding. Routine creates expectation, but scent confirms reality. A familiar body can carry unfamiliar signals without warning. Dogs pause when expectation and information do not fully match. This moment is not doubt, but recalibration. They adjust their internal map quietly without urgency. Even love needs fresh confirmation in a changing body. Sniffing becomes a way to stay oriented, not reassured. Presence is checked again and again because life keeps moving. Stability, for a dog, is something that must be reread. Dogs do not separate emotion from the body that carries it. Stress tightens scent, making it sharper and harder to ignore. Calm spreads more evenly, softer, without clear edges. Fear behaves differently, clinging and lingering even after silence. Your dog senses these states before behavior reveals them. They respond to what arrives first, not what is explained later. A calm voice cannot erase a tense body. Dogs trust the signal that feels oldest and most persistent. This is why reassurance sometimes comes too late. The body has already spoken in another language. Sniffing slows the moment so meaning can settle. Your dog waits for the signal to resolve, not disappear. Stillness becomes a test of what remains underneath. In that pause, truth is quieter but clearer. Why dogs linger longer on certain individuals? Some people invite longer pauses without doing anything unusual. Your dog is not drawn by attraction, but by unresolved information. Certain bodies carry mixed signals that take longer to sort through. Contradiction slows perception instead of speeding it up. Calm layered over old stress creates sensory friction. Your dog stays because clarity has not yet formed. Leaving too early would mean carrying uncertainty forward. Lingering is not fixation, it is patience. Dogs wait where signals do not agree with each other. They remain until the story feels internally consistent. This pause protects them from misreading the world. Time becomes a tool, not a hesitation. When understanding settles, the body releases its hold. Only then does your dog move on without looking back. Sniffing is how dogs locate themselves within a social landscape. It is not an act toward someone, but a movement toward clarity. Dogs enter situations without assumptions or personal narratives. They orient first, then decide how to exist within the space. What humans call intrusion is often self-positioning. Your dog checks distance, safety, and emotional weather simultaneously. Sniffing anchors them before interaction unfolds. Without orientation, action would be premature. This is why sniffing often happens before greeting or avoidance. Dogs do not rush connection without understanding context. They stand still to let the environment speak first. Orientation creates calm by reducing uncertainty. Only after grounding themselves do dogs choose closeness or distance. Sniffing ends when the space feels navigable. When curiosity is actually verification. What looks like curiosity is often a quiet form of checking. Dogs do not assume consistency, even in familiar situations. They verify because conditions change without announcement. A familiar person can carry unfamiliar internal states. Your dog checks to confirm what still holds true. This is not doubt, but respect for complexity. Verification prevents outdated assumptions from guiding behavior. Dogs prefer accuracy over speed in social understanding. They pause when something almost matches memory, but not entirely. That pause protects them from responding incorrectly. Curiosity asks questions, verification confirms stability. Sniffing closes the gap between memory and present reality. Only after confirmation does confidence return. Understanding becomes usable once it is current. What changes when a dog feels safe enough to stop sniffing? The moment sniffing stops often goes unnoticed by humans, yet for a dog, it marks a quiet, internal conclusion. Enough information has been gathered to release vigilance. Safety does not arrive suddenly, it settles gradually. When uncertainty fades, the body no longer needs to ask questions. Your dog lifts their head because the ground feels predictable again. Stopping is not disinterest, but resolution. The environment has become readable without constant checking. This is when presence replaces assessment. Connection becomes possible only after orientation is complete. Stillness now comes from comfort, not caution. Your dog moves on because nothing feels unfinished. Trust is not expressed loudly, but through ease. And ease appears when nothing more needs to be smelled. When your dog pauses to sniff, they are not interrupting the moment. They are completing it in a way humans rarely notice. Sniffing is how dogs stay accurate inside a changing world. It keeps them aligned with what is real, not what is assumed. Understanding arrives quietly, without performance or reassurance. When sniffing ends, safety has already been established. Trust does not announce itself through excitement or affection. It appears as ease, as movement without hesitation. In those moments, your dog is not searching anymore. They are simply present, grounded, and ready to continue life beside you.